and a very good evening. Hopefully all together tonight for the daily wrap here on Forever Sports. My name is Stephen Kirker. Very good evening to you. Hope you had a decent day. I was just thinking about the way we live with load shedding and how the press conference which Bjorn Fortuin gave this morning from Cricket South Africa, we received a note ahead of the time that Cricket South Africa media officer wouldn't be able to send a recording of that press conference because of, well, yes, load shedding. Luckily I jumped onto the call and picked up what I could from that. Not greatest quality of sound or video, but anyway, we got the message. Anyway, Bjorn Fortuin was speaking to the media. He's talking about the confidence in the camp and also how things are going, the new mood in the camp under a new coach. Also got coming up, I don't know if it's a shock result. England beaten in a clean sweep by Bangladesh. We've got Ashley Buhai, our number one golfer, who's moved up yet again this week. She's in a rich vein of form. And Manchester City, they're targeting the next round of the UEFA Champions League. And I reckon, yeah, it could well be. There's something which tells me that if there's going to be an upset, it might be this game. But, you know, they should really have too much for tonight's visitors. Anyway, we will get to that. Let's talk about cricket and start with the Proteas and news from the camp. Well, I can tell you what, Bjorn Fortuin says the Proteas are in a good space going into the 3-match ODI series against the West Indies, with Rob Walters responsible for his first series since taking over as the limited overs coach. The Proteas are high on confidence. There's that test series clean sweep. And of course, the last ODI limited over series they played with series wins against England, who are the world champions, just by the way.
I know the boys took quite a lot of confidence from that series. Personally, I wasn't involved with that. So, fresh starting block for me. Trying to hit the ground running and, sort of get the team off. Definitely looking forward to the start of the series. Obviously, the boys have come off a successful test series. So we'll be looking to build on that and then, hopefully build some momentum going into the Holland series and, further on.
Of course, it's quite important that the Proteas win the series because at the moment they're not guaranteed, a guaranteed place in the top 8 of the qualifying for the 50 over World Cup. And if they don't win enough games, starting against the West Indies and then that series against the Netherlands, then they'll have to do pre-qualifying. And I guess, anything could happen. Still, you kind of fancy they're going to get the business done. On a personal level, Fortuin's also in a good space. Thanks to good form that he's shown in the CSA 4-day competition and also some star performances for the PAL Royals in the inaugural SA20. He's hoping to build on those.
It's been quite a few seasons of firsts for me. There've been quite a few performances that I've been proud of. But in saying that, it's not something that I'm happy with and just sitting on my laurels with a couple of good performances behind my back. I'm just trying to build on whatever I do, and whether it's not up to standard, trying to improve that, and whether it is, see where I can raise the bar. But looking back at the past season, it was a memorable tournament with the Royals. It was special being part of the first SA20. And even though I wasn't involved with the England series, I do take a lot of confidence that I put in performances for the Royals and my domestic side, the Lions as well.
Yeah, sorry about the sound quality. But anyway, we get the gist of it. Now, I'm not sure if this is a burn for Mark Boucher, of course, the previous coach, but Fortuin was asked about the mood in the Proteas camp under Rob Walters and the new team.
I think a lot of the players are excited about the new challenge that lays ahead of us. Obviously, everyone's sort of got that feeling of having a clean slate. So it just feels like a a fresh environment, and everyone's trying to enjoy cricket again. And I think that's the most important thing, is to try and have fun out there, and obviously look after the performances.
Enjoy cricket? Does that mean they weren't enjoying cricket previously? Anyway, the other news from the Proteas, as far as the Proteas is concerned, is that Maharaj will have surgery to repair his ruptured Achilles tendon. Now, according to Cricket South Africa, the left-hand spin consulted a surgeon yesterday. He'll undergo surgery on Friday. Yeah, I'd meant to actually grab a picture of this, but remember, in case you missed it, Maharaj ruptured the tendon. It was bizarre circumstances. After the third umpire was asked to review an LBW shout against Kyle Mayers, when eventually the decision came through on the DRS from the third umpire during the second test of the Wanderers, a joyful Maharaj tried to set off on a celebratory sprint. He immediately collapsed. It was eventually carried from the field in agony on a stretcher. Now, Maharaj will miss his stint in First Division county cricket, with Middlesex confirming that he's been ruled out for the whole season. He's also in doubt, of course, for that 50-over World Cup if he doesn't recover in time. I suspect that's why he's having the surgery. Fortuin says Maharaj's loss is a big blow.
It's a massive loss. It's actually not really that nice to talk about, but never mind his natural ability with the ball and bat. He's got loads of experience, loads of leadership qualities, and besides the cricketing aspect, that's something that will sorely be missed.
I've got to try and stay on the game here, man. As far as his place in the setup is, I mean, he's been in great form. I'll hear a little bit about that shortly. And far from taking his place in the Proteas squad for granted, Fortuin knows he has to work hard to keep it.
I wouldn't say that my name is set in stone in any way. Like you mentioned, there's still quite a bit of cricket to be played. But with that being said, the spot that's been open sort of puts responsibility on me now. With losing Keshav, that's a high standard that needs to be fulfilled, and just take day by day and try and focus on the job at hand.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, focusing on the job at hand. Now, let's move on with some cricket. Oh, I wanted to share this picture actually. Where are we? This gentleman here. Let's put that off. That is Taskin Ahmed, and he played quite a significant role in the third T20 international against England. He removed Moeen Ali and Ben Duckett in the 17th over of that third T20 in Mapur. And I think that pretty much dashed any hopes that England had of claiming a consolation win in that game. Let's pull up the scorecard. Thank you. My computer's going awfully slow. Right, let's have a look at that scorecard. Let me bring it out for you. We should be able to see that now. Yeah, okay. So the reigning T20 world champions England suffered that 3-0 series clean sweep against Bangladesh in Bangladesh. Oh, hang on, I'm looking at the wrong part of my script. I'm like, what's going on? In all fairness to England, the side selected for the series was missing several of the players who are likely to be first choice picks for their T20 and limited overs title defence. Bangladesh made 158 for 2, you see there, with Najmul Hossain Shantu making 47, and a very fine 73 from 57 deliveries by Lytton Das. A little for the English bowlers to shout about, but Adil Rashid, yeah, that's a really good return, 1 for 23. So England were cruising at one stage. The partnership between David Malan and Jos Buttler, after the early loss of Phil Salt, they were cruising 100 without loss, but then Josh Butler and David Milan, they were dismissed off consecutive deliveries by Mushfiqur Rahim, and then the run out of Josh Butler. Battled to rebuild after that, but could have got home. I mean, Moin Ali can certainly hit a long ball, and it was the next batsman in. If those guys had stayed in, you could fancy, of course, that England would probably get through and knock off those winning runs, but they didn't, and they go home. They lost this series and the ODI series, didn't they? So not a great trip on the road for them. I'm going to have to check myself on that. 2 wickets there for Taskin Ahmed, and what a return for Mustafizur Rahman. That 1 for 14, only 3.5 runs and over. Now the CSA 4-day division wraps up this week, and Dolphins, they're probably going to be become the champions. Let me go and find what I did do was I picked out some of the wickets of their innings. What happened? The Dolphins, I can't remember what they resumed on. Anyway, let's see where we are. Let's pick up the game here. Oh, this is Dolphins now batting again. The first wicket wasn't shown. Malusi Subota getting that one. And the second one, almost instant replays, weren't they? Those ones. And then that great leg before wicket. And then it was actually the turn of Alder to get in. This one hoiked up in the air. Kaya Zondo caught in the deep. And that was the 4th wicket. This is where Jones got in to the act with some awesome bowling. Look at that. Just outside the off stump, and he's getting the rewards for it. And then bowling to the left hand. And those balls, look at the way he's finding that 4th or 5th stump line, and he's just, and when he pitches it up and straight, the bowlers are battling to pick it up. Anyway, I'm hoping we've got the final scores for the day loaded on. No, we haven't, but I know where I can pull them up actually. My go-to for live scores and the latest scores is Flash Score. I don't know, which is yours? Let's go pull up the cricket here. Good stuff. Right, let's put that on. Thank you. I'll have the, there we go. That's much better. Okay, well, I mean, you can see the Bangladesh, England. I'm not interested in the Aussie stuff. Thank you. Right, here we go. Oh, so the Dolphins, bowled out just before the close of play, and the Lions reaching 64 for 1 in reply after day 3. So that's the final day tomorrow. So, the Dolphins have got runs in the bank. I'm going to have to do some quick mental arithmetic. That's 529 plus 22 is 551. Yeah, 551. So quite a significant target for the Lions to get if they're going to get there. So I think there's a fairly good chance that the Dolphins will actually win that and win by a serious margin. And you can see there the Knights cruising to victory there. I think second place is going to be theirs, if I'm not mistaken. Harrock's out for 212 and 319. Knights in their first knock, 493, and Shane Matthew Kleinfeld missing out on a double 199 not out, and then only needing a few runs to reply, and 39 for 1 in reply. The Titans against Northwest cruising. You'd say, although the Northwest did have quite a good dig in the second innings. Titans 319 and 53 without loss there. Northwest 148 and 360. Yeah, hang on. What is that target? 360. So that's 460, 508 in all. 319. Yeah, they're well placed. And there you see Western Province leading. And the scores are right there. I don't know why I'm trying to do the sums. That's ridiculous. And so there you see Western Province need another 210 in their match against the Warriors. 129 for 3. No, you can't get the staff. Oh, there's a Women's Premier League match today. I think I had the scorecard somewhere here. No, let's pull it up. Nah. Oh, I wanted to show you this actually. How's this for Bjorn Fortuyn's form? He is, with bat and ball. I mean, he's there for his spin bowling, but a century, unbeaten century in 65 in that match for the Lions against Western Province. Can't argue with that. Now, let's go and have a look at the match. It actually features the side which is top of the Women's Premier League, the Mumbai Indians women, against the side who's second from the bottom. It's actually a rerun of the opening game of the tournament, and in actual fact the Mumbai Indians women won that opening game by 143 runs. That's large. So you see there, Mumbai Indians women only 162 for 8, batting first, and Gujarat Indians women making a decent fist of it in reply. So far, 19 for 1. Yastika Bhatia 44, and Nat Siva Brunt continues her good form, 36 off 31, and Harmanpreet Kaur, who's a star player, 51 off 30 deliveries. And in reply, the wicket taker once again, Nat Siva Brunt. Excellent stuff from her. And now let's talk about footy. There we go. This is what's happening tonight. Premier League champions Manchester City are favourites to advance to the quarterfinals of the UEFA Champions League tonight. With a proviso, City host RP Leipzig at the Etihad Stadium after a slightly unconvincing 1-1 draw in Germany in the first leg. Now, manager Pep Guardiola said he was really happy with that result, and I guess he's got an away goal in the bank as well. He'll be looking for a more convincing performance from his side tonight. He's likely to get it. I think City haven't been beaten in 23 matches in Europe. So, I mean, Leipzig are up against that. And the City have also won their 4 league games since then and scored 10 times. They've only conceded once, and they're keeping the pressure up on Arsenal at the top of the standings. Leipzig, though, pretty improved under manager Marco Rose. They've won their last 4 group games heading into the playoffs, and they got back to winning ways in the Bundesliga with a 3-0 win against Mönchengladbach at the weekend. Manager was very disappointed with them to have suffered a league defeat the weekend before. Now, FC Porto, they must overturn a 1-0 first leg defeat by Inter Milan in Milan if they're to advance. Porto did win at the weekend, but left it late in picking up 3 points against Estoril in Liga Portugal. They've also been eliminated in 6 out of 7 previous instances when they trailed after the first leg in Europe. Now, for Inter, the Champions League is one of their only real hopes of success. Or am I being being simple about that? But they've been inconsistent. No, it's true, of getting a tournament victory. But they've been inconsistent. They've been beaten in 2 of their last 3 games. Their latest loss was Saturday's 2-0 defeat by Spezia. Now, in the local game, Mamelodi Sundowns are closing in on the PSL title. They'll have it all but wrapped up if they beat Royal Am at Loftus Versfeld tonight. Now, Downs hammered Egyptian giants Al Ahly on Saturday in the African Cup of Nations. They have not lost a game since going down 3-0 to Orlando Pirates in the MTN 8. That was last year sometime, I think. They were held 1-1 by Stellenbosch the weekend before their victory over Al Ahly, but they should have more than enough class to pick up 3 points tonight. And look at that enormous gap they have. So, assuming they pick up 3 points, they go to 59. SuperSport United will have to win all their remaining games and also rely on Sundowns only picking up a single point from their last 6 games, I think it is, to pip them to the post. That run of results should theoretically overturn the difference in, actually probably wouldn't, it probably wouldn't overturn the difference in goal difference unless Mamelodi Sundowns go completely to say. Anyway, I don't imagine you get very good, any sort of odds on, well, I mean, you get very long odds if you fancied SuperSport to take the title from here, but I think you might as well be giving your money, I nearly said to the government, but that's probably pushing it a little bit. Anyway, the other game is Cape Town City. They've won their last 3 matches and should make it 4 unless Marumo Gallants spring an upset at Cape Town Stadium tonight. In the other match, Gallants, as you can see, are stone last. Now, some international sport and news is that this lad here, no, I don't want that. It's Aaron Ramsey, who plays for Nice at the moment. Apparently he's in the Gunners' sides. He's been chosen as the new captain of Wales, as the replacement for the retired Gareth Bale. Ramsey is now the most capped outfield player available to the Welsh manager Rob Page, who says Ramsey's appointment is a natural progression, as he was vice-captain to Bale, who retired after Wales were knocked out of the World Cup. Tottenham defender Ben Davies was also an option. He's likely to be made vice-captain to Ramsey. Page says he's earmarked Davies as a future Wales captain, though. In the first squad named since Bale's retirement, Page has named 4 uncapped players for the Euro 2024 qualifiers against Croatia and Latvia. They had Jordan James, Nathan Broadhead, Ollie Cooper, and Luke Harris. He's only 17 years old. Now, this lady, Ashley Buhai, is on a roll. The South African. I didn't put it in. Don't worry. I'm gonna definitely put this in because it's a very important. I didn't. No, I didn't. Yeah, terrible. She's on a serious run of form. She's now up to number 16 in the women's world golf rankings. She is too. And that's after winning the Investec SA Women's Open on Saturday. Buhai has developed some serious consistency in her game in recent weeks, and she told the Ladies European Tour media after her 4-stroke victory that she certainly hopes to keep it going.
I think that with what I'm doing at the moment, between my golf swing and the mental side, I just need to stick to it, you know, don't try and reinvent the wheel. And hopefully I can keep up this consistency. That's what my main goal is, to just become more consistent and give myself a chance every now and then to win a golf tournament. You know, I think if you become so focused on outcome goals, you can get a bit lost. So every week I step up, I'm going to have goals for that week, and to rather stick to the process and stay away from outcomes. And hopefully, you know, that's what's been able to create this form and do the job for me. So that's still going to be the main focus.
Yeah, sorry for the sound. I don't know if it's my machine, because when I edited that sound, that clip, it didn't sound like that at all. So I'm not sure why. Let's talk about her form. Take a look at that. You see she won that SA Women's Open by 4 strokes, and she was 7th the weekend before at the HSBC Women's World Championship. That was on the other side of the world. So to come back to South Africa and then win on home turf, and her fourth count 4 SA Women's title, a tie for 10th at the Honda LPGA in Thailand, and even a position, thank you, I don't need you, Grammarly, not right now. Even though that 24th, you know, she's making cuts, she's still in the top half of the field. The Hilton Gratifications, 9th. The Australian Open, of course, she won that. You know, tied for 33rd, tied for 37th. This is where you can see she picked up. You know, she missed a couple of cuts, and then was, you know, started working towards this. So clearly, whatever she's done to her game is working really well for her. As for the rest of the top 10, let's see what we've got here. Pray demonstrate, pray illustrate. So, there you can see no changes to that top 10. Lydia Ko is so far ahead. She's gonna, I don't know, she's gonna be, it's gonna take a lot to take it down. As for the rest of the South Africans, you can see they're actually behind up to 16. Polarido stays where she was at 53. Leanne Pace, who finished down, where did she finish? Fairly well down the field at the weekend, remains 150. Nicole Garcia moves up a little bit. She tied for 23rd at the Women's Open. And Cassandra Alexander, she kind of soars, right? 40 places up to 266. She tied for 23rd as well. Stacey Bregman, she tied for 54th, and she's down 11 places. And that is all I've managed to... Oh, hang on. I did want to mention this one. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, I did. I don't think I actually pulled up the pictures, though. We can certainly do that, because I don't know if you... This happened on Sunday. And I kind of picked it up yesterday, but then for some reason I didn't talk about it. But it's pretty serious stuff, and the police are investigating. Yes. Thank you. Brawling on a rugby pitch, but not how you imagine it. Look, I'm even getting strange sound doing this. Right. These are the scenes on Sunday, I think, when people started getting stabbed. In fact, have a look at this picture. I can do my screen share. I can do my... Oh, yeah. In fact, I can actually switch that off and go to that. I'm doing this the wrong way around. Yeah, that one. That's another one. Players stabbed in South Africa by spectators. A probe has been launched. Yes, not only are South African Rugby checking this one out, but the police are investigating as well. They should, because this happened at the Pelsrus Sports Ground in Jeffreys Bay. Now, Harlequins beat Jeffreys Bay Rugby Club 24-22 with the final play of the game, right? And then spectators stormed the pitch, and 3 PE Harlequins players were reportedly stabbed and cut with broken bottles. Yeah, unfortunately, these are the kind of things which make us not look particularly good, do they? Hopefully all the players are all right. And it reminds me of some of the stuff. Now, I haven't watched children's sport in a long time because, yeah, I'm an old buddy, right? But I do remember seeing some unacceptable behavior by parents abusing referees. And there have been some instances where parents have actually beaten up referees. I mean, that I don't understand. Anyway, I'm a pacifist most of the time. You have a great evening, and the Daily Wrap returns tomorrow at 6 o'clock. As close as I can get to making it to 6 o'clock, all right?